Boys, welcome back to another video. I just finished my morning routine. Currently almost 8 a.m. Bro, I woke up, alhamdulillah, with the praise be to God. Just started grinding. I just locked in. You know, one of those mornings that you wake up, you actually are already awake. Bro, side tip, if you're having issues waking up early, like you wake up, you put the alarm, you even put the phone on the other side of the room, but then you always end up turning off the alarm and going back to sleep, which I've been doing for the past weekend. To be honest with you, the reason why is because you think that you're fatigued, you think that you're sleepy, but you're actually not. Okay? I know this isn't even part of the video, it's not even a topic I'm talking about, but just a side topic that might help, like a side thing. Please, when about to turn off the alarm, don't you're not actually sleeping or you're not actually sleepy, okay? It's called sleep inertia. That's what I've learned yesterday at night. So when I woke up, I'm like, okay, so my body isn't actually tired. It actually doesn't need enough sleep. It just sleep inertia. Like it just wants to go back to comfort. It's half dreaming, half awake. So it's not actually sleepy, if that makes sense. Like you don't actually need more sleep. And even if you had a bad morning, a bad night, even if you slept late, your body can go through with it for that morning and then take a nap later, right? Either way, when I woke up today, I realized my body doesn't actually need sleep. It made it so much easier for me to understand. Okay, that means I don't need to go back to sleep. So try this, do this, apply this mindset, and it might take a couple of tries before you actually start to make this a part of your daily routine. Okay, cool. All right, boys, I had to take a number two. I just couldn't carry on recording until I took my number two. Alright, so boys, I ran my first ever 15K on Friday. And to be honest with you, it feels surreal to a certain extent because I knew that I was capable of doing it. It's just taking the first initial step that to actually do it. And I want to share some lessons that I learned from running the 15K that is universal to life. What I mean by that is that this is the first thing you need to understand. Discipline is universal. Self improvement is universal. It's universal in terms of whatever you do this, like it's probably gonna apply to the other thing that you do. Running 15K, the amount of mental fortitude that you need, which most of you actually have, but that's a different conversation for another day. But 15K, you're running 15K. There's so many lessons in there that can apply to like business, that can apply to gym, that can apply to life, that can apply to school, that can apply to your work, that can apply to times of calamity, that can apply because at the end of the day, you're doing the same thing in a different format. Whether you're fighting in an actual battle, a war, whether you're in the gym trying to hit your PR and it's freaking hurting you and it's burning and you know everything, whether you're trying to do business when there's stress and you have employees, whether you have work and you have a lot of projects due, whether you have homework and you have so many assignments and exams and midterms, any of that, or whether you're running a 15K, all of these lessons apply. Then the first lesson is God gave you enough, more than enough physical capability. Unless you're disabled watching this video, then you have different tests. But you're probably not disabled if you're watching a video like this. If you are, again, I'm sorry. You have different challenges, and we have different challenges. But for those with an actual functioning body, I'm so like okay. First, let's preface this, okay? I know how it feels when YouTubers on the other side of the screen are saying to like believe that you can do it, you know, believe in God, believe that you can truly run it. Like it sounds cliche, I know, it sounds cliche when YouTubers they fight a match or they win a boxing fight, or not even YouTubers but real boxers, and they say if you put your mind to it you can do it too. I know how cliche that sounds, okay, I know, but genuinely I completely believe that now.
Anyone that's watching this could do it, bro. I'm not even lying. Every single one of you could do it. Like I thought we had no training at all.
We're not runners at all.
Every single one of you could do it. I'm telling you.
It's true. Like I know how it feels to be on the other side of the screen. Like it kind of just goes in your head and comes out the other ear. Like there's no weight to this saying anymore. Put your mind to it, you can do it. But genuinely, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. You can do it. You are the only one that can stop yourself. I could have stopped at 7K, at 8K. I could have made up excuses like my legs hurt, which it did. My knees hurt, which it did. My thighs hurt, which it did. But I just said like, well, it hurts, but my body isn't really, it didn't stop working, so I guess I can still keep going. Like if my body is still functioning, if I'm still able to move my arms, then I can keep going. The only time I really cannot hit the 15K is when my body isn't functioning or my legs are broken. That's like a time when, okay, yeah, sure, like you can't actually hit the 15K, but otherwise you wouldn't know. Think about that for a second. You are putting a limit, a cap to yourself. For what reason? Right now, I have a very one of my best friends, one of my good friends, and he's on self improvement now. He's improving now. It's so sick. Everyone's to put a mashallah in the comments, right? But he still has some limiting beliefs such as, oh, I can't, oh, I can't. He automatically puts a restriction on himself, saying that he can't do this, he can't do this, he can't do this. Clearly, he has a functioning body and a brain, so he can do it, but he says he can't. That means he really won't, he can't. If he says he can't do it, then he won't do it, right? It's insane how many limitations me and you put on ourselves. You know, I was thinking that this morning, right? We're young people. You're probably a young adult, maybe a little bit older than me, younger than me, whatever, right? But we're like, praise be to God, we're so young. And this has been the most disabled young population that we've ever seen in our life. And when I say disabled, I don't mean actually disabled. I mean mentally disabled. And I don't even mean mentally disabled the way you think mentally disabled. I mean, we mentally disabled ourselves. We're not born with autism disorder or I'm not saying that. I'm saying we mentally disabled ourselves. I told it to my friend. When we have a functioning body but a disabled mind, then it's as if the body is also disabled. But when you have a disabled body but a functioning mind, it's as if your body is not disabled. Think about that for a second. There are people out there with physical challenges with literally one of his arms are just not there. There's people that are like like dwarfs, right? Even small, like these people with their legs cut off from really bad car accidents or plane accidents or whatever accident, and yet they still push past capabilities that most men our age can't do. I remember seeing this one like picture of a guy. He lost like half, like his lower body is completely gone, I think, or almost gone, and this guy's arms are literally bigger than mine because he has a different mind. His mind is completely different. He could have said, oh, I lost half my body. Might as well give up on life, right? He could have said, I might as well just play a bunch of video games until I die. But he decided, no. Why would I? I still have arms I can take care of. I still have arms that I could improve, and I can still live a purposeful life. I can still live a life where I'm doing hard things. You feel the most alive when you're in the process of doing hard things. Your life will feel the most fun from a bird's eye view. If you looked at yourself from a bird's eye view, your life will be the most fun once you are putting yourself through challenge and you're achieving challenge after challenge, challenge after challenge, challenge after challenge. When you achieve the 15K, all of a sudden, you don't feel that excitement about running 15K anymore. Speaking about myself here, this is the second lesson. The second lesson is the fact that goals, when you achieve goals, it's always fun during the process. Once you achieve the goal, it's as if it's like, okay, I ran the 15K, but now what? And again, I'm so grateful the fact that I ran 15K, the fact that I have a physically able body that I'm able to do stuff like this. I'm not saying that I'm not happy that I ran the 15K, but what I'm saying is that the excitement is in the process, not when you reach the top, right? For example, there are many mountains to climb in whatever field you're gonna look at. So maybe for running, I probably now am on a taller hill. I'm not even on a mountain yet. Maybe the next mountain, which me and my friend are planning on doing, which is in 2 weeks, inshallah, if God wills, a half marathon. I'm just saying, I probably reached a taller mountain, but I'm just surrounded by mountains and mountains and Mount Everest and other types of mountains. The David Goggins, the other type. I don't really know many runners, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like the people who run 200 kilometers. Like there's so many like ultra marathon races. I gained so much respect for marathon racers. I'm like, bro, 15K is not even their half point, bro. Like that's, you know what I'm trying to say. But again, I'm not trying to downplay myself. I think, I'm grateful that I'm able to do this. But I'm trying to say, right? The success, the fun is in the pursuit of getting the goal, not at the goal in and of itself. We think fun is when you achieve the goal because we live in an instant gratification society. Bro, you know this, you see this. Even if you're someone right now who's slowly getting onto self-improvement, You're, maybe not using Instagram, TikTok, and stuff like that as much. You're trying to lower down your consumption of like instant gratification and drinking and all that freaking BS, right? And then you look out and you see everyone else is just consumed, literally consumed, mentally consumed, physically consumed. They're not physically consumed like a freaking zombie ate them, but like I'm just saying, like they're just consuming. They're just eating, eating, eating. What happens when you eat a lot of food and you just keep eating, but you don't do anything? You get fat. What happens if you keep eating? You just keep, like, what happens when you do that and you don't create, you don't use the body, you don't do anything physical or mental? What happens? You don't just overbloat, but like you look like a freaking balloon, right? And then you're just sitting there freaking disabled. We saw this how many times? Those who keep consuming but they don't create with the food that they put in their body, what ends up happening? They become disabled because they're on a show called My 600-Pound Life. And now they're on that show barely able to move. Same thing happens when you mentally consume. You keep mentally consuming. Your brain becomes freaking retarded, dumb. I'm sorry. Excuse my language, but you know what I'm trying to say, bro. Like your brain will become dumb. Your brain will not function. Your brain just is so used to instant gratification. That's the reason why we think that the fun is once we achieve, but no, purpose. Life is fun. And I'm saying this, I'm sorry, I sound like one of those like preachers, but life is fun when you're actually just working hard. Bro, yesterday, the day before, so Saturday, Sunday, I'm not gonna blame the 15K run for the crash I had. But I ended up sleeping super late. I ended up waking up super late. And most of my day, even though I did some deep work, but most of my day was just dopamine heavy. Just consuming random videos I haven't watched in years. Doing random stuff. Not staying on my routine. Not feeling purposeful. Not even going to the gym. Not even pushing myself in discomfort. And I'm telling you right now, I felt more depressed in that life. That I just had to get back to this life. The life of waking up early, the life of making videos, the life of going to the gym, the life of reading books and learning and improving myself. That is a life that's so much better. So the number one thing is that there's no point of expecting instant results because it doesn't benefit you in either way. But rather think about making this your fun, making this your lifestyle, making the studying early in the morning, hitting the gym, reading some books, not consuming on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube like random videos on YouTube, only educational videos like this or videos that will actually genuinely help you. That will be so much more fun than you think. Pushing past discomfort will be so much more fun than you think. Just let yourself loose, bro. And I don't mean like that. Relax, bro. Don't let yourself, I mean, let yourself loose in terms of put yourself in freaking sports mode, bro. Me and you are young. Me and you have the chance, the choice between eco mode, comfort mode, freaking sports mode, and like Strada or whatever it's called. Like the one in Lamborghini, like the super like race version. What are we waiting for? Like, why are we as 21-year-olds? Like, it's not like we're driving a freaking old car. We are still brand new, fast, sports, top of the model, Lamborghini, freaking Revuelto, whatever it's called. Like, we're like the top, like, or we can get there. Maybe for you, you might be like a brand new Toyota Corolla with like 50 horsepower or something, but you can get to the Lamborghini. Just put on whatever mode the Toyota has, put it on freaking full RPM, and let's move. You will feel so alive. You will feel, I'm saying this right now, I felt really alive during the 15K run. And I live day to day thinking that I'm not pushing hard enough. And I don't think I actually am pushing hard enough, but I am much more purposeful. I feel so much more purposeful than anything I felt when I wasn't doing any of that. When I was just playing games all day, when I was scrolling on TikTok all day, when I was just not pushing past discomfort. This is another lesson that 15K taught me. Life is fun in the process, not when you achieve the result. And the third last lesson that I learned was that I told people, like I told my little sister, like, oh, I ran 15K. And the number one thing that she said was, why? What's the point? Why would you run that? What's the point? And you know what? I even predicted that. Because while me and my friend were running, I was telling him, bro, these people in public that are just having fun, going out to like whatever, let them have their fun, right? Whatever. But these people that are just consuming, I guess you can say, they might be like, oh, who are these two kids running at like nighttime in this main streets of Toronto? Like, what's the point of these kids doing this? Like, what do they gain from this, right? What do they gain? And my friend said, why not? Why not run the 15K? That's the answer. Why run the 15K? Because why not? Because why not become your most strongest self? Why not push yourself and achieve big things? You gain everything from running 15K because these are the things that develop you into a different version of yourself that wants more success. Is that we're just living in a mediocre society who they just think it's okay to just settle. Running the 15K made me realize it's the uncomfortable tasks like recording the video, reading and learning, that will slowly build you into the person who can achieve big things in life. Like we think to achieve big things in life, like for example making $1 million, we need to have this perfect business model and this and this, and we need to have this many investors buy into a crappy product, and we need this many people to buy a product that they don't even get benefit from, right? That's what it feels like, right? Some university students I know, I see at campus, they're always like, yeah, I'm gonna start an e-com store and stuff like that. And if you want to start an e-com store, go ahead, but e-com is great. But that's not what builds the business. What builds the business is you, your knowledge, your expertise, your skills, your life traits, your character traits, your values. That's what builds the business with the permission of God, first of all. So, running 15K is everything. It teaches you so many lessons, and because it develops you. And this goes back to the mindset I talked about in the 4 mindsets that changed my life video that you can check out in my channel. But one of the mindsets was chase the goose. And I'm not going to explain it here because it's pretty long. But all I'll say is that the goose is the thing that produces a result. Okay, I guess I figured I explained it, but the goose is the thing that produces a result. You don't chase the eggs that the goose lays, you chase the goose for it to lay. You are the goose. Like, you are the thing that lays the result. Relax. But you're the thing that lays the result. You're the thing. You know what I'm trying to say? As long as you focus on your skills and you rely on God, you will achieve that result. So 15K is literally developing you into a different version of yourself. Why would you not achieve the result? And that's what I'll say for the last thing. And for honorable mention, I'll just say is, without God's permission, none of this would have happened. I could have been born disabled. I could have been born in different situations. I could have been born into a war-torn country that's being bombed right now. Little kids are being bombed. Palestine. I could have been born in so many different situations, like in a country that has no, like, very little water. I don't know, like, whatever. Like, I could have been born in such a different place, into the slums of where I'm from, Bangladesh. Literally, I'm from Bangladesh, right? That's my background. With the permission of God, I was blessed to be born in a pretty wealthier family. Now, I could have been born into that same country just next door. Next door. The next door household is making like less than a couple dollars a day. Like, they're probably making, I don't know, like $3, $4, $5 a day, max, probably. Just enough to live somehow. I could have been born next door. So these are blessings that we can't take for granted. So yes, run that 15K if you have a freaking body. And thank God for it. Push yourself and use your body for greatness. And thank God for it. Like, we're actually really ungrateful human beings. We're really ungrateful human beings. And I'm talking, even me, like, I literally have the gratitude journal just to just to be a little grateful to all of the blessings that God gave me, that Allah gave me. So if you're not gratitude journaling every single morning, I'm going to make a morning routine video because this is one of the things with the permission of God that changed my life. I'm going to make a morning routine video very soon, but inshallah, if you're not gratitude journaling, start gratitude journaling. Every morning, write 3 things you're grateful for. And one of them is your freaking body. So go run, set a goal. Okay, forget 15K. Run 5K. I know you can run 15K. I know you can. But run 5K, run 2K, run your first 1K. Just run. Do something. Get out there right now and do it. Even if it's nighttime. So what? You're gonna benefit more. You're gonna feel more better. You're gonna have a higher self-esteem. Imagine you have a story to tell. Yeah. I watched this guy on YouTube. He told me to go run at, like, maybe, what time is it for you? Maybe 8, 9, 10 p.m. maybe, if you're watching this. Maybe it could be earlier in the day. Maybe it could be at work. Well, make a plan. After I come back from work, I'm gonna go and eat, take a shower, and hit that run for 1K. I'll run 1K. I can run 1K. 1K takes me, like, if I run at a good speed, like 5 minutes, 30 seconds to 6 minutes. Easy. You can run for 5 minutes, right? 6 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever. Let it be 10 minutes. But that's it. So go out there and use the blessing that God gave you. But these are some of the lessons, right? Because I didn't even think about the lessons, to be honest with you. I didn't like plan it from before. I just thought of it in my head. But these are some of the things I can derive. Hopefully this video benefited you, bro. I know it's long. These videos, like, I want to pack so much value in these videos. Like, because why not? Like, why not just give out the best, like, tips that could change a young man's life, right? It's like, so might as well give out the most stuff, if that makes sense. But hopefully this benefited you. If you're new, bro, Instagram, first link in the description down below. And I'll see you boys on the next one. Assalamu alaikum.